All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, coming with a message this early morning. I'm going to be pretty busy uh, this afternoon, and I said, let me get this video uploaded. First and foremost, let me do a video and then upload it. And the title of this video, Don't Be Afraid of Being Ready. Don't be afraid of being ready. Don't be afraid of being ready. Why? Because sometimes when you actually are teaching and you're speaking, especially Sister Deborah, it kind of put people in a saddened state of mind because they feel that, okay, it's finished, it's over, and so on. Now it's a feeling come with it as if it's a saddened thing. And I think that's where you can really kind of tell who's who and what's what when they get to the point where one is saddened from knowing that the way that they see the world, that they live in the world, and the way of the world is ending. People, no one don't want to hear that. No one don't want to hear, that this is it, y'all. It's over. It's finished. And I want to also cover uh, the definition from my spirit of when I said it's finished, it's over. Because I think a lot of people really don't understand that when I'm speaking of it's finished, it's over. You got to understand, I'm speaking of how heavens has orchestrated everything down here on the earth. And when he did that, he left so much here for us to understand when the end will be approaching us, as if you're supposed to get ready. You're supposed to be ready. You're supposed to embrace it's over. You're supposed to have a different kind of feel. But people don't, because they don't want to leave what's here. They don't want to leave the world. Like Lot's wife. You see, people are identical to the way she most likely felt, not wanting to leave. Because I believe most people feel that way. And they don't want to feel, or they don't want no one really teaching, or they feel uncomfortable saying it's over, it's finished. But to me, based on the Ruach teaching me from the wilderness, it's over and it's finished, is a good thing. Do we really think what's going on the earth is good? Yes. That's what's really in the heart of many. What's going on in the earth is good, and what Yah has prepared after, we look at that as something to be sad about, because we haven't felt that feeling and that assurance and that trust that on the other side of the way of Yah, it's a place of joy, happiness, and peace. It's over and it's finished, is the ways that he have set here on earth. He has allowed the prophets and the men of Yah, even David, even Solomon, to give us warnings of the end day. As if, no, the end day is here, and we still yet reject the fact that it's over for the things that was. It's over because they don't want the things to be over, the things they got going on, what they building up here on the earth. Because what a person build up on in the earth It's pretty much who they are in their spirit. They're born to live out their flesh. That's what they're here to do, which I don't see when I say anything wrong with that, because I know heaven's orchestrated that there are those who are born to walk in the flesh and those who are born to walk in the spirit, to walk in the spirit. And a lot of people can't embrace that because they don't want to walk in the spirit. They want to be able to have the ways of the flesh and enjoy them all the way unto the end. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just who you are. But it's not who you are on the outside only. It's who your spiritual heart is on the inside. Like Lot's wife didn't want to leave. You see, it was over for Sodom and Gomorrah. But she didn't want to leave. This is the hearts of many today. They don't want to leave. Let me show you how deep it really is, you guys. They don't even want to they don't even want to leave the way of the world. They don't want to leave even the way of the world. They want to stay in the world. That's one of the biggest problems. And when you have a mindset like that, that means you are one of the individuals who come down here to walk in the flesh. Your spirit comes to walk your flesh out down here. When you enjoy this world and you make this world something you don't want to leave or you're not even looking forward to. So a lot of people, when you say it's over and it's finished, I speak of thinking anything outside of us leaving here. That's a different stage. Us getting to the other side is not what you call in this day. That's another transition. And even in that transition, guess what? It's over. What you mean, Deborah? Y'all done handpicked his. His remnant is already in his hand. So where Sister Deborah is taking you is to the bosom of the Father, letting you know it is over. And it should be. It's finished. He's not going to send another David. He's not going to send another Solomon. He's not going to send another Abraham. He's not going to send another Moses. He's not going to send another Ezekiel, another Jeremiah, another Isaiah. He's not going to even send another Deborah. So therefore, what is that saying? It is over. And what people don't understand about saying it's over and it's finished is because they haven't had the Ruach, which is the Holy Spirit living in them, teaching them what the beginning is, was, and shall be, and what the end has been. See, they thinking that it's going to run its all the way out, and it's really not going to be an end. Do you know there are 99%, and I'm just showing you how many, not to say that everybody believes, that sits up in the church, that been sitting there for year after year after years after years and years, and still not believe that this world that we're in, it's going to end. The whole Jehovah's Witness don't believe it either. They don't think this world is going to end. They don't think it. There's a lot of worldly denomination does not think that this world is going to end. Me, myself, from the spirit realm, being a student of the Holy Spirit, I can't see nothing but the end. So I'm just sitting saying to you all, It takes the Ruach to live in you to see it the way Sister Deborah speak it. It really does. Even to feel that thing, it takes the Ruach to be in you. And going back, it was always told to us to be ready. Ready for what? Because Yah has an end. He got different stages of things taking place in this world. And everything backs up to the end. And then it's the next stage. When it's over, in a way, it's finished. In a way, he's going to do everything, even destroying this earth, bringing a new Jerusalem, taking his remnant to Mount Zion. How could that be new? That's old news. So that stuff was told to us way back, thousands of years ago. We still want to make it new? See? We don't know how to get prepared to stand in the lane of end, finish. Why? Because in that lane is his next transition. In that lane that says finish and over, it takes you to the next transition. And when you don't know what the next transition is, it's because you'll never get out of where you at. You see, you're going to see the end of where you at. Not only are you going to see it, you're going to feel it. Because people do not want to leave this world as it is today. It means so much to them. They feel they're going to lose a lot. They feel they don't want to leave their friends, their families, their co-workers, their job, their materialistic things. This is why no one wants to hear it is finished, it is over. And they will not go to the lane that says new transitioning. Why they won't go over there? Because it takes you to be able to go there through the Holy Spirit. Sister Deborah just can't go over in that lane on her own. She have to be, she end up going because of what's greater in me that lets me know. So when I'm saying it's over as far as all that Yah has shown me from the wilderness. And he have shown you and left word what the end would be like. You want to be here when United Snakes go down in the water and by fire and be destroyed? You want to be here? Okay, you can be here. Because you're going to be here. You see what I'm saying? What end and finish that people don't really understand. It's actually prophesied way back in the Old, all the way up to the New Testament. And then the word of the Spirit of Yah has given it to you through his servants, the prophets, about what day we're in. You think Noah was telling all those people the world was going to end for nothing? Not one. That's why Sister Deborah stick to that 99.9. Not one come up out of it because they don't want to leave this world. They don't care if Satan it has deceived the whole world. They love it. And it is a threat and an enemy to them to hear that it is finished, it is over, because they don't know through the Spirit how Yah transition. So let's get into some verses that would bring us over to that level of understanding. It's a readiness that the Most High Yah want us to have. And it's not so much as your flesh, it's your spirit that teaches your flesh. It's a readiness in you. And that readiness bring you to the Father in a way that, okay, whenever you're ready, I'm ready. I'm with you, Father. I'm right behind you. Do you see me, Father? I'm right here behind you. I'm with you. 99.9 wouldn't have the nothing to say that because they don't want to be behind the Father. So y'all sending his servant to say in so many words, it's finished. It's over. There's not going to come a new revelation. There's not going to be a new prophecy. There's not going to be a new prophet coming. YouTube ain't going to pop up and you're going to get all these new prophets, these new prophetess. Y'all see that it's many already here and no one is leading the people to the light, to spirit and truth and the direction to him. Because y'all don't want us to pretend that we're living like it ain't no end. Because he's known to be the beginning and the end. And I double dare you to even consider it, if you are of the spirit, that there's no end to any and everything my Father has created. He always capped it with an end. Let's rumble. The topic is, don't be afraid of being ready. Because it starts in your spirit. It don't start in your flesh. It starts in your spirit. Being ready. And it's like, okay, Father, I know I'm still working. I know I still got home to take care of, family, my mom and my dad to take care of. I got my wife to take care of, or I got my children to take care of. All of that. He ain't talking about don't move that. Be ready. The 10 virgins. When that trumpet blew, didn't all of them get up? Did not all of them get up? Did not all of them trim their lamps? All 10 got up. All 10 heard the trumpet. All 10 trimmed their lamps. But that trumpet was only for 5. Don't mess with my Father. Don't test him. Don't play with him. He ain't no play toy down here that you got playing with. So understand, he is the beginning and the end. Let him be that. He got a lot of ends. Want me to show you one of his ends? Okay, let me give you one of them. Y'all got a lot of beginnings and ends. Watch this. If Sister Deborah came into the world this time, this year, this month, this day, this hour, guess what? Sister Deborah got to go out. I had a beginning and I had an end. Next, y'all still rumbles. He don't stop for you. Bow down to you to get you to understand he rules. He rules the beginning and the end. Stand y'all tails down and recognize there's a reason for the end because he holds the end. There's an end for everything. He ended the world, giving them 100 years to take heed to a message of the world is going to end through a flood. It's going to rain. Did the people take heed? 100 years? No. But it didn't erase that end, did it? It didn't erase that end, did not it flood? It didn't take away that end, did it? Because y'all bent. Y'all keep mixing this creator up with the flesh. Because that's what y'all used to being taught on these devil platforms, in these synagogues, these temples, in these church, in these places of worship. Stop trying to line the creator up with our stinking nasty flesh. He rules. He holds beginning and end. Respect that. If Sister Deborah said it's over and it's finished, that's saying there's an end. What do you want? You want to stand here and be like the days of Noah where the flood came and you was in it? There's an end. No one wants to hear truth. No one. And it's a sad thing, but it's a glad thing. It's a sad thing, but it's a glad thing. Because in the spirit, it's a glad thing. It's still going according to the way he orchestrated it. You got these monkey mouth people out here, especially these women and these men. No, especially the men, but these women, they want to tell you 1 minute, oh, he predestined everything. He foreknew this, but then on the other end, he ain't got no control over the end. Sit your tails down. You don't know what the end, the back end of your tail is from the front. Sit down. You don't know nothing. So now we're gonna go in here and we're gonna get a little something out of what it's like to understand he that holds the beginning and the end. Now, if I came in one year, years ago, and I leave out today, who holds that? Who holds that beginning of my living? Who holds the end? Yeah. So what's wrong with us? Thinking it's okay for us to not look forward to no end or nothing. He said, be ready. What end are you think he's talking about? When your bowels move? Just be ready when your bowels move? He said, be ready. He's sending a powerful message. Be ready. And he's speaking to your spirit. Don't play with me. Know who I am. Let's start off in Luke chapter 1 and verse 28. In Luke chapter 1 and verse 28, it reads, and when these things began to come to pass. See, he's giving you something to see coming to pass. Before what? Before whatever it is that's going to take place. Listen to this. The book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 28. And when these things began to come to pass, then look up. He's telling you what to do. Because you're trusting in him. In the things that's taking place, keep your eye. See, Yah always wanted us to keep our focus on him. So when Sister Deborah said it's over and it's finished, guess what? It feels good to me. Because greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And he knows the beginning to the end. I salute you, Father. I'm behind you. I'm not in front of you. That's what's wrong with people. They keep wanting to be in front of him to tell him which way to go. So listen to this. And he says, come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your Redeemer draw nigh. Meaning your Redeemer is present. He's sitting here telling us what to expect. He's saying what? And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up. That means, and lift up your head, for your Redeemer draweth near. So what is he telling you? Be ready in a place that 99.20 trillion wouldn't know. Be ready in your spirit, man. How do you be ready, Deborah? How can I be ready? How can I be ready to accept it's over, it's finished? How can I accept that it's over and it's finished? In your spirit. And you can't do it alone. The Ruach has to be the one that comforts you, to give you the assurance. All this stuff you seeing, you will be at least I would be a cuckoo clock if it wasn't for the Ruach that's in me that keeps me closed in my right mind. Until what? It is over. So he's the one to assure me that it's finished. It's over. Meaning, don't come down, but don't think, Deborah, because you in the flesh. You're going to change the flesh. You're going to make it right for the flesh. You're going to get the flesh to understand me. You're going to get them to bow down to me. You're not. It's over, baby. I gave them a carbon copy. He said the carbon copy was Noah. He said, how many poured up to the ark? You see? That answers the question. So don't look at me when I be quoting 99 times 20 trillion. How many came out of Noah? How many came and went into the ark? The people. Not one. Because the world is where they rest their trust, their hope, their belief. They did not prepare. They didn't want to prepare. They didn't want to leave. They wasn't ready because they wasn't getting ready. And that's all Sister Deborah saying. If you think that Yah is down here finna start everything over for you, no, he's letting you know it's already over. And I'm gonna step into that. The reason why Yah can instill in me that it's finished and it's over, because in Yah, before anything was created, it was already finished. So when Satan go tempting the Son of Man, all he can lean to what it's already written. It's already written. It's already written. So what does you think that said? See, y'all thinking we come down and we speak as if we know not nothing. But you know something because you so in love with the world, your spirit can't even prepare itself. How you prepare is when Yah send his servants giving you the warning, which is the trumpet being blown. You think you're going to hear the trumpet? No, no. Because the trumpet that's being blown is only going to be the spiritual ones. From the inside shall they hear the trumpet, not on the outside. So in verse Luke 21 and 28, it says, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up. When you see the things come to pass, look up. Why? You're waiting for your Redeemer. Why are you looking up? Why? He's showing you a spiritual. This is spiritual, baby. It's telling you, look up. Hold your head up. Lift your head up. Your Redeemers. Draw it night. So our hope should be looking forward to our Most High God and Him only. That's what you all need to be looking forward to. And to look forward to that way, it has to start from the inside. The flesh will reject it. The flesh won't accept it. But when it's in the inside, the flesh has no other choice. That's why I can speak and stand on the mountain. It's finished and it's over. Another thing about it's finished and it's over is because everything he did, he had the beginning and the end capped. He tells you he knows the beginning to the end. He knows your thoughts today and he knows your thoughts tomorrow. So that leads you to understand ain't nothing new to him. Everything is finished in him while we down here clowning like we hold tomorrow. And it's in his hand. See how messed up that is? We think we hold everything down here. That's how thick the flesh think it. It's finished and it's over. And when Yeshua was wrestling with Satan, he said, it is written. What part of that you don't understand? He's telling the dark side, look, you ain't talking about nothing. My father got everything written. And I, Sister Deborah, come right behind him and say, likewise. So if it was written then, when Yeshua said it was written, you think I'm going to stand here and tell you, oh, it's not written? I'm going to tell you, it is written and it's over. It is finished. Because what is people still doing is they on this hope for tomorrow getting better. See, and what those that have the Ruach already know that there is going to be better. The Spirit knoweth it's going to get better. But we know what He is teaching us and has taught us and what He has left for this world to know. I'm going to rumble before it reach that level. I'm with Him in that. See, I'm not going to stand here on this earth and deny Him. Being a prophetess, I'm not going to do it. Why? Because I'm a servant of His. I follow behind Him, not behind YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Patriot, Twitter. I follow behind the Most High Yah, because the Most High Yah is what's in me, leading me behind Him. He's my teacher. Okay, so let's go to Luke chapter 12. People thinking you're not supposed to be getting ready for nothing unless you're going to the movies, unless you're going shopping. Let's get ready. We can get ready to eat out. We can get ready to go to the movies. We can get ready to go shopping. We can get ready for everything in this flesh. But let me see if you're ready for when He comes. Can you say you ready? No, you can't. Sister Deborah would say, I am ready. You know why? It's because I was taught from the inside to look to the heavens from whom if my help come from. That is not on the outside that makes me. What makes me is He that's on the inside. Be ready from the inside out, not from the outside in, because the outside is never going to be ready for anything that is spiritual. Okay? Especially the Most High God. So in Luke chapter 12 and verse 40, it reads, let's see what it's saying. Be ye therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh at an hour when ye think it not. You see why they think it not? Because they think everything is about the world. They think time belongs to the world. They think the 4 seasons belong to the world. That's why they were able to put all them holidays into the season. That's how they robbed you. They took what Yah wanted you to take advantage of, which was the 4th season, and they robbed you to where you don't even enjoy winter. Why? Because they took it and made it about the holidays. But you didn't know that all 4 seasons has its connection to you. It has a connection. Yah created it for us to enjoy it. And you know what's in the 4 seasons? That fall, winter, summer, spring. You know you know what's in there? Something we were supposed to enjoy and thank Him for. Man came in the 4th season and put all these holidays in. Now that's all you look forward to. Now you don't understand why. See, when the earth is dying down in the fall and going into death in the winter, people didn't know that they are flesh, and that transition from summer to fall, it affects your flesh. It affects your flesh. During the fall, ushering in, coming down, going into the winter, the dead season, there is something y'all don't know. That is the season or the time period where many end their lives. Why? Because you out there Y'all keep lying on the Creator and not giving him what's due him. And that is truth. The truth of the matter, he gave us for season to enjoy. We took on what man planted in them season, and we don't enjoy the season at all unless it's hot in summer, where we can shake our tails and get out there and flaunt our bodies and feel a certain way. So we want that summer weather, you see? And we forsake the fall season. Man didn't give your tails that. Who you think gave you that? And why is it your flesh has issues? Your flesh switches the four season, people. Your flesh switches the four season. Transition. Winter come in. Spring. What happened to winter? It disappeared. Spring come in. Things start to get ready to grow again. And then what happened to spring? It disappeared. Do you see how when winter is here, it finished? Now comes spring. It's finished. Now comes summer. It's finished. Now come fall. It's finished. All four seasons has a finish line. So when Sister Deborah is telling you it's over, it's finished, respect that the Father is saying the beginning to the end is finished. Look, I left y'all enough of myself. Everything you see, the four seasons, everything I've given you. But you gave it and turned it over to the way man sees it on this earth. And it left you not understanding what actually is taking place. So when you don't understand when Sister Deborah said it's over, it's finished, you have to understand Yah has an end to any and everything. He said heaven and earth shall pass away. He means that. Let me show you something. In Revelation, listen to this here. That's my other. Let me see. Revelation chapter 20. Watch this here. And I'm just bringing it into a form where you can hear it in the spirit realm. And the way I'm going to see it, so you can get it. Revelation, I think it's chapter 20. Now watch this here. Revelation chapter 20, verse 11. Revelation chapter 20, verse 11. And I saw a great white throne. This is John. And him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away. And there was found no place for them. For who? Heavens and the earth. When did they leave? When they took one look at him that's on the throne, they knew it was over for them. It was finished. You see how the earth and the heavens knows that it's finished? And it has sense enough to look at he that's on the throne. John didn't say the Most High said anything to them, to the heavens and the earth. Let's go back. Look at Revelation chapter 20. In Revelation chapter 20, verse 11. And I saw a great white throne. Now he's speaking in the spirit realm now. See, he's giving you the truth from a spiritual realm. And he said, and he that sat on it, he's looking at this one that's on the throne. He that sat on it, from whose face, so whoever's on that throne, his face, the earth and the heaven fled away. So the earth and the heaven took one look at him on the throne. He didn't say anything to him, John said. He just said that the heavens and the earth took off. And there was found no place for them. Who? The heaven and earth. Took one look at my most high Yah on that throne. And we sitting our tails down here thinking there's no end. Nah, we love this earth too much. Ain't no such thing. And I ain't prepared for nothing. I got too much invested down here on this earth. I got too much into this. People who do that, they ain't looking forward to nothing. And guess what? Nothing ain't looking forward to them. Okay? That's where they don't understand. Ain't nothing looking forward to you either. Verse 12 and Luke chapter 12 and verse 40. Luke chapter 12 and verse 40. Be ye therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh at an hour when ye think not. See, he ain't waiting for you to think something, or you to agree with something, or you to know something. Y'all don't rumble. Y'all just don't know him. When you get to know him, you'll realize he ain't on your time. He ain't on your season. He ain't on your hour. He ain't on your day. He ain't on your year. Because a lot of people say, well, next year I'm going to get my life right with Christ. You see? You see the mindset of people? But y'all might say, well, not just some people. No, 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 no. That's the mindset of many people. Once I get my degree, I'm going to get right. I'm going to start going to church once I get a family. Once I get married, I'm going to do this. All these things that they're preparing is when they get to where they in their flesh is ready to accept. But most likely they'll be gone before they do accept, because we are in what you call what was prophesied by all the servants of the Most High Yah in time past, warning us when we are getting close to its finished stage. And we standing around saying, no, it ain't over. It ain't finished because I got to do this. I want to do this and I want to do this. So it shows you that Yah whole idea of us in this day right here is to look forward. Look forward and not backwards. Look, because there's no end. No one is coming. Torah ain't coming to help you. Moses ain't coming. David is not coming. Abraham ain't coming. What you're looking for, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and Isaiah, they ain't coming. What you have is what he has given you for this end day. Sister Deborah, how about that? How about that? And others. So he ain't coming to fulfill your end for you, to get you to understand it is over. It was over before it started. That's why Son of Man can tell Satan it is written. Let him know. We just down here clowning. Heaven's got all this stuff wrote out. So if he got it written, that tells you what? He wrote it in and wrote it out. That's what Sister Deborah be saying to y'all. It's already wrote in and it's wrote out. Anything you're doing this day is you clowning, because it's finished in him. Okay? You're not going to find anything that's saying, I'm sending something to get, I'm sending something. Even when he take his remnant from the four corners, when he take his remnant, he ain't told you the day, the hour, the minute, nor the second. He don't owe you nothing. But that's an end stage to a people being in captivity. It ends. That's the end of it. So what do? We look forward to it. We salute it. We accept it. Not standing around saying, oh, if he do come, I ain't going. I got too much invested. People don't even understand all the things that they're investing on the earth is showing you their spiritual mind don't want to leave it. Because people are constantly investing things here on the earth. Now, I'm going to tell you why. There's some people, it's just it's not investing. They just living. They just taking care of daily things until he comes. Because in them, they know he coming. So the real deal is in the inside of where they at. But the majority of these people, I ain't going the day of Noah. They ain't going nowhere, y'all. So I'm just talking about those people who has an issue with being ready, accepting the fact that it's over, it's finished. Stop thinking that you got to add on to Yah. You can't add a speck to hit him who he is, which is the word. You can't add nothing to what is written in the kingdom. But see, that's the mindset. That's why people can't be taught. That's why no one can minister and preach and give spirit and truth to people, because they already think they holds the beginning and the end within them. You can't tell them nothing. So here in Matthew's chapter 24, in Matthew's chapter 24, it reads in 44, 24, Matthew's 24 and verse 44. In verse 44, it reads, therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. So he's saying the same thing Luke, Mark, and John, all of them probably are saying. Be ready. So to be ready is what? You looking for what? The end of what he's saying, not the beginning. Being ready is not the beginning. Being ready is the end. So how can you be ready and you don't understand that anything things are finished? You just ready for whatever the next step of that season is. See, we don't want to even think that way because we love the world and the world loves its own. That's the reason why that's like that. So let's go over this again. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 44. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think. See, your mind is thinking. The Son of Man cometh. So you're supposed to be ready, y'all. And to be ready, you have to know that it is over. It is finished. You just waiting. You just ready to go. You just ready. And it's nothing. The topic is don't be afraid of being ready, because it means that you're different, that something is greater in you. Something is different because you're ready for he that's from the inside that's making a move on the things on the outside. And he just preparing you to just be ready. And I'm sure Yah's transition of the end of a stage, I think it's heartfelt. I really do. I really do. So let's go to Matthew's 25 and verse 13. In Matthew's 25 and verse 13, it reads, watch, therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. It's like unto 24 and verse 44. He's still saying, watch, therefore. So if you're not watching, therefore, for the Son of Man, then therefore you're acting as if nothing's going to actually take place. That's like Sister Deborah saying it's over, it's finished, and one saying nope, it's not, because I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to get my degree, I got to get a new job, or I got to open me a bank account. All these things that we are looking forward to has to do with your flesh, and most likely you are those who are born of the flesh when you're looking for things of today and not looking toward the things that ends today. So a lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people don't want the preachers preaching it. They don't want them to teach nothing regarding the end. You see, like the days of Noah, they didn't want to hear that. It is not something people want to hear. But you have to understand, it's not for you to hear in your flesh. It's for you to accept in your spirit. When it says, look up your heads for your Redeemer, that's something on the inside that have to keep reminding you, your spirit, and your spirit tune your flesh in to know that your Redeemer is near. He's coming. I don't know where we get off not having that trust and that hope, none whatsoever, in Yah's end game, because he does. He has an end game, and then at that end game, guess what he has? A new beginning. That's why you can't tell me it ain't over, because in being over, guess what? When it's over, when it's said that it is over, it's finished, I'm looking for the new step where he's going to end that right before our eyes. And then there's a starter, taking his remnant to Mount Zion. That's a new step. But he first got to end this one. And if we feel that there's no end to it, it's not finished, then we're looking for the world to remain forever. And that Yah has no power to end this world, to start his next what? Transition. That is Mount Zion. Holding on the right. Be finished on this end. We should want it to be over. 99.15 times 15 billion don't want it to be over. They are a lover of the world, and the world of its own. They don't even have it in their heart to look forward to the next transition of the Most High Yah. Because this one here, it's over. It's finished. And I don't give a rest behind what nobody say. It's over. It's finished. You just see, what you're seeing is the finished work. And you ain't playing with Yah. And Yah ain't playing with you, because he's in you, telling you this, this, there's going to be finished work. This is the finished work. It's over. In trying to get everybody to believe that he is the greatest. He is the one. Oh no, he down here playing with you. No, he ain't. Next. That's how he is. He got the end, the beginning, and the end of every stage that he has orchestrated from the kingdom. We need to step down and stop trying to rule him in his order. It's over. Ain't nothing he's going to change to make it good and right for us to enjoy more and more of this earth. It's over. Okay? That's what people don't want to accept. So here I get to 1 Peter chapter 3. I'm going to have to move out because I got my son want me to retread his hair. I did half last night, and I'm going to do the other half at 10:30, no, 11:30 probably. Oh, no. Yeah, probably 11. Yeah. Okay. 1 Peter chapter 3. 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 15. Let's see what's going on here. 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 15, and it reads, "But sanctify Yah in your heart, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of the hope that is in you, with meekness and fear." Now, here it's telling you how to be ready. But it's saying, but sanctify Yah in your heart. See, that heart is you have to understand that heart it's got to be your spiritual heart. But it's saying, and be ready. See that word, be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of the hope that is in you, with meekness and fear. And that's what I've given you on this video right here. That's what I'm speaking of right now. That's my hope. Didn't I just tell you what happened that people don't have no hope and no trust? There it is in 15. Be ready to tell you all what I'm telling you. That is exactly what it's telling you. First Peter chapter 3 and verse 15. But sanctify Yah in your heart and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you with the meekness and fear. I know it's over, it's finished. And if you understand it's finished and it's over, you have to understand it from a spiritual level. And the spiritual level is your spirit. When you say spiritual, and people don't even, this is where people don't really get a lot of things, because time coming up in the place where they worship, or who they fall under, and as their teachers, and one that minister to them and instill words to them, they never really expound on the fact that you have a spirit. Okay, what you have in the spirit is different than what you have in the flesh. But your flesh has a heart, a mind, an ear to hear, an eye to see, and so likewise do your spirit. Here it's telling you in First Peter chapter 3 and verse 15 to have your heart sanctified in Yah and be ready. See, this is what I'm saying. If we are not ready, then we don't believe that there's an end to any and everything. And it is. You guys, y'all set it up from the kingdom like that. If he put an end to you, he have you coming in through birth. He had your butt going out through death. Hello? Hello? Is that not a route we all take? Hello? Is that not a guaranteed end? Yes, to the flesh. Yah has everything that has an end. Want me to show you where it's at? It started in the kingdom. He has eternal life and eternal lake of fire. Ooh, that's some sort of end, ain't it? See, heaven is built up on order. Having the beginning and sealing that bad boy at the end. And it is finished. So we can't stand around and think that there's no end to this world, because we don't want to get out of this world. We don't want to leave this world. We don't want to leave our family. We don't want to leave our loved ones. We don't want to leave our job. We don't want to leave our co-workers. We don't want to, the main thing people don't want to leave is materialistic things. Things they done built up on for so many years, they can't see themselves leaving it. And they ain't going to have it in their hearts that they're going to leave. That's why back in the days of Noah, they were all steadfast, unremovable in staying on this earth. They didn't care what Noah was saying. They didn't care about the end. They cared about the world and the things they had therein. They didn't even care about their very own life. So it says every imagination and thoughts of those people back in the days of Noah was evil and wicked. So they was bound to their flesh. Okay, so let's go to Philippians, in the book of Philippians, chapter 4 and verse 13. Philippians, chapter 4 and verse 13. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthen me. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthen me. And what he meaning is, you might not be ready, but if Christ is in you, he will strengthen you to be ready. Like Sister Deborah said, when the Ruach is in you, that's what gives you strength to be ready. That's what I'm telling you. Without that Ruach, it's impossible for you to even look for an end. to anything on this earth. So it is a level of understanding. It's finished, it's over. But it's a level that applies to your spirit, that gives that trumpet being blown and being warned that it's over and it's finished, but it goes to the spirit and not to the flesh. So therefore the flesh can't take heed to the fact or accept nor believe that it's over and it's finished. Why? Because it believes that the world is going to be here and it don't want to get rid of nothing. It don't want to leave here, just like Lot's wife. And was willing to turn back. And a lot of y'all don't understand how she turned back. Not only did she turn back in her flesh, because he could have took her on out, she turned back in her spirit. It's what made her turn into a pillar of salt. So I'm looking at dust. So don't estimate, y'all don't know where your heart is today. When he get to talking about, let me show you. Where was that at? Genesis. Ooh, that's all that. When he gets to talking about, this is what people don't understand. Okay, let's say everything has been destroyed. The flood has come. Everything is, no, not has come, but has been warned. Watch this here. Now, right here in Genesis chapter 6, okay? In Genesis chapter 6, verse 5, it says, and Yah saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth. Now, you see how he already saw that? Okay? Now, watch this here. So he knew this. This is not new news. Yah knew this before the foundation of the world. See, that's people want to say that and then they want to renege on it. I've seen them to preach and they want to say, oh, before the foundation of the world, he did this, he created everything then, he knew all things. But when they want to switch their atmosphere or lead and guide you to another direction, then they'll say, but he knows all things, but yet he wants you. No, baby. Can't nobody tell me nothing about what y'all want your flesh to do after David and Paul broke that thing down about what they do. Automatically, we all are found under that sin, iniquity, and wicked. We are found under there whether we like it or not. But so we have to understand there's got to be another entity somewhere to help us out. We can't stand around here and think it's our flesh is what getting us there. No, it's not. It's not. Your flesh is your worstest enemy because it'll make you think you are where you ain't. You think AI got you nailed, but guess what? Your flesh got you nailed even worse. But since AI is coming, AI is not coming because they know you like that. It's coming to lie on you. Okay, so here he's saying, Genesis chapter 6 and verse 5, and Yah saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination and thought of his heart was only evil continually. Verse 6, and it repent Yah that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him in his heart. You see? So you see here, it's explaining to you how the heart of man, the mindset, the thought pattern was great on the earth during the days of Noah. It's like that today, y'all. That's why they can't prepare for the fact that he's coming for a remnant. They can't prepare for the fact that it's over and it's finished. And they can't even prepare for the Ruach. It's something that the Ruach has to do. Why? Because heaven had it wrote in already. Because if you're waiting for the people to accept the Ruach or to get the Ruach, people didn't understand. The Ruach ain't coming to you if you're not assigned to have it in you. So tell me, how finished is that? People already finished. They don't have the Ruach. Or if they do have it, that's finished work, y'all. Why? Because heaven had already signed you to either receive the Ruach or receive it not. That's why it was able to give you an uphead of those that walk in the Spirit is of the Spirit. Those that walk in the flesh is of the flesh. How he told you serpent seed and spiritual seed, which they said the woman seed, that's the spiritual seed. Those that are born, those that does the servant of darkness, and those that does the servant of light. See, that's finished already in you. You see how finished things are? Because what you do is when you say it's not finished in this day, in such a critical day in which was prophesied thousands of years, it's going to be worse than any other time period on the earth. And we standing around here saying, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. It can't be. I don't think so. I don't feel so. That's how every imagination is wicked and evil, because they thinking the opposite and not being ready for nothing. Because they feel, okay, I don't have to believe that. It ain't time. He ain't coming. Or I ain't ready. I mean, he ain't coming. It ain't his time. He ain't gonna come. This world ain't finna end. You see? And it caused people actually to stay in what they're in. Okay, my last verse is John, 1 John chapter 2, verse 27. 1 John chapter 2 and verse 27. And the topic is, don't be afraid of being ready. It to me, it's like a feeling. It's like a feeling. And in everything that you're seeing that's taking place, you can go back to that feeling of why. Because that feeling's showing you that it's finished. Now you just have to what? Endure until the end. Let me give you another stage. You remember Yeshua was was on the cross, and he said, it is said, it is finished. You see, that was a stage. But see, that crucifixion was finished before it even started. Let's go to the kingdom. The lamb was slaughtered before the foundation of the world. You see? See, a lot of people think Yeshua come down here to be slaughtered. No. He was slaughtered already. He was already prepared to die for our sin. And when he complete what the Father called him to complete, he called that thing out. Said what? It is finished. That stage in which he come down here to serve Yah, he called it out. It was finished. He had no problem. What's his name? Stephen. He was being stoned. And he was saying to the Father, forgive them for they know not. He knew that was his end. But it didn't bother him to call out and ask him to forgive them for they know not. But he knew his end. He was able to pray, in a sense, not pray, but yeah, in a sense, talk to the Father, for they know not. It is finished. The mission of our Father in us is finished. With me, I have to accept it is finished, Deborah. Meaning, know that you just going to serve me while I'm greater in thee, and nothing you can say, do, that's going to change. Not one spirit, not one flesh on this earth, because it's already finished. That means that what a person have in them is in them already. I finished that job. That's what I'm saying. When you get the grip in that finish, You give him the glory and the praise, knowing that he has the beginning and the end wrapped up in him. No man can erase his beginning work nor his finished work. Yeshua then came and it said when he died, it is finished. What is it? And no one wants to understand it is finished because they want to put it under the guideline of the flesh. So people can start feeling it in a fleshly way. Okay. What did I read? 1 John chapter 2. No, I didn't. Verse 27. I don't know if this is the right verse. 1 John chapter 2, verse 27. But the anointed which ye have received of him abide in you. You see how it says is abide in you? That's y'all. That's what this whole thing is about. Don't be afraid of being ready because it's a readiness that's in you. It's not what you are on the outside. It's what is already in you. But you're not ashamed. You're not afraid to say it's finished. It's over. Because it's already in you. He don't want you to feel that, okay, you got to keep telling people that, wait a minute, he coming, he going to do this, he going to give you this, he going to give you this. People are sitting around here still using that prosperity gospel. People are still down here not even knowing who the Son of Man is and who the Son of Yah is. People are down here that's not even knowing the power of Yah. Who is that? What was that? Who hit us? Who knocked us out? Because they don't know the power. They still don't know Genesis chapter 1. They dropped the ball way back then. They still can't discern that man has smeared these books up and smeared them down and added and took away and lost you in it. Because you thought it was about you and what you go to college and Bible class and Bible college and all of that to get. No. There's a teacher that lives in you that teach you all things. That's the one who has the beginning and the end. And he ain't gave it to you to claim the beginning and the end as if you hold it in your flesh hand. You got to know that he is the beginning and the end. A lot of people like to say that. Their mouths say somewhere, but the heart's so far from understanding the beginning and the end. He is the beginning and the end. Some say Alpha and Omega. Some say the first and the last. But it's a thing, it's in you to know that he is. So here in 1 John chapter 2 and verse 17. But the anointed which ye have received. See, you got to receive this. Look where it's at. The anointed which ye have received of him abide in you. See, Sister Deborah speaks spirit and truth from that level. Sister Deborah speaks the light from that level, not from the level of these monkey mouth people. All these lost books, found books, these Enoch book, King James 16. When Yah allowed me to go in, it's a study guide. It's like your history book that you had even in school, and you still probably got now. All these different kind of books. You go into the book, but you can break it down outside of the book, what the book is trying to say. When that's how the Ruach is. He said, I will be in you and teach you all things. That means go study to show your flesh to prove. But let me pull up with truth and divide that thing. That's all he's saying. But where along the line do we just assume that all these books that man made, then put their hands in it, around it, smeared it, up and down, added, take away, and we pull up with the Ruach, telling the Ruach, this book is the word and he is the word in you. So let's go back to 1 John chapter 2, verse 27. But the anointed which ye have received of him abide in you, and ye need not that any man teaches you. But as the same anointed teaching you of all things, and is truth, see there, and is no lie, And even as it has taught you, ye shall abide in him. That just letting y'all know. When I say it is finished, it is over, I'm coming from a standpoint of the Spirit. I'm not coming from my own interpretation, my own denomination, or my own preaching and my own teaching. I'm not coming from that realm. And the realm in which I come from is a realm that lives in me. Lead me, guide me, teach me. Take me to the wilderness and teach me at that level. Constantly telling me, get in your lane. There's something greater in me than anything on the outside of me, including my flesh, that wants everybody to, the flesh want everybody to believe there's not going to be an end to nothing. And Sister Deborah said, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of being ready. Yeshua, he was afraid because he had to die. But then he told him, take away this bitter cup, not my will, but thy will. He got on the cross. Abba, Abba, what have thou forsaken me? But when it was all said and done, it is finished. Why? It still went the route of the Father. And he did an excellent job. He did an excellent job walking with the Son of Yah in him. Tell y'all something with the key with that. And it stands like today. People are not afraid to speak of the Son of Man. The problem is they knew that the Son of Yah was coming, the Messiah was coming. Okay? They just did not want to see him in the Son of Man. You see? They knew he was coming, but they didn't want him to come in flesh. So when Yeshua comes saying that he is the Messiah, it was on the earth, it was a no, 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 no. That's how it is today. No one wants to hear even Yah's servant that he's sending down here where he's in them. It's the same way, y'all. Same thing. No one wants to hear him. The difference from Yeshua is Yeshua came down as the Son of Man. And then the Son of Yah, the beloved, the only begotten, came down with him. Made it about the mission of the Father. And that's why Yeshua kept telling us throughout the whole thing, it ain't me, y'all, it's my Father. He was telling us about Christ, but we didn't want to hear it. Because we still today don't want to hear it. Because we don't want to hear the power. But the power wasn't going to stop Yeshua's mission when he got into Gethsemane trying to get the disciple to stay awake. For what? That's not a part of your mission. Why are they staying awake? Truly, there was a spiritual significant reason why he wanted them to stay away. But also you can hear the Son of Man. And then the Son of Man said, take away this bitter cup. Not my will, but thy will. The Son of Man had to die like a man. Not like a male, but like a flesh. To erase the sin of the flesh. But Christ went all the way with him to the tomb. Why? Because that's all power. Where's all the power? From the heaven. He risen him up on the third day. Still with all power, all word, and his spirit. Risen the Son of Man up. And the whole world missed it. Even like they missed today. Yah has everything locked in. And everything in Yah is finished. We got to get with the program of the Most High Yah. And not the program of our flesh in this world. And when we get with the program with the Most High Yah, we're going to know that we know that something is greater in us than he that is in this world. I, Sister Deborah, will be back. And I'd like to say, shalom and shalom.